Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake. Sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break, full show ahead. We have plenty to get to as we wrap up the month of June. A couple days left before we hit July and Big Ten Media Days and all that good stuff. We are now less than 2 months away from kickoff of Nebraska Northwestern in Ireland.
Countdown to Dublin.
The countdown is on. 59 days by my count.
Are we going to have a factoid about Dublin later in the show?
Yes, I think we will. I talked to a local Irish pub owner. I said, hey, would you have interest in sponsoring a little factoid? He's like, yes, I would have interest in sponsoring that.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's not officially sponsored yet, but we'll keep doing it.
You look a little rough over there.
I got to
to
shave. Yeah, I got to shave.
Yeah.
Usually you point that out way earlier than right now.
I just got a load of it.
Yesterday you could have pointed it out. Yeah, even Sunday when I saw you could have pointed it out.
Yeah. You're
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
I got to shave.
Yeah.
But at least I know that. I'm not hiding that. I'm aware, like today, when the show's over, I'm probably going to go home and shave right away. That was part of the plan before you even said anything. I said, all right, 8:30 or so, show's over, oatmeal, shave. And then the day begins.
Yeah. Really put a shave on.
All
that.
right. Okay, I'll shave the face. I'll trim it. Okay, I'll trim it. It's not all going to be gone. It's always just a trim. Trim. How goes it over there?
It's going well. You seem a little chippy.
Chippy or chipper?
Chippy.
Because there's two differences.
Yeah, there is. And you seem more chippy.
I don't feel chippy today.
Okay. Well,
I played good golf last
you're
night.
very tolerant of me pointing out things like you need to shave.
Well, I agreed with that. I saw myself this morning and said, my gosh, man, we've lost it here. We have lost it.
What happened?
Just like my Andrew Luck down here or what?
That's your summer look, maybe.
No, it's not.
It's just,
This is just laziness right here.
what is the deal? Are you having some crisis?
I know there's no crisis at all.
Do I need
I
to
played
talk
golf
you
this
through
weekend. I usually would shave over the weekend. I didn't take my razor down to Kansas City.
You didn't. Good for
And,
you.
right? Because I'm not going to shave down there.
Right.
And then last, Sunday I get back. I was tired, so I didn't do anything then.
Mhm.
And yesterday was packed. And now today, it's part of the plan.
All right, there you
Part
go.
of the plan.
Yeah, not a big news day yesterday. The Big 12 apparently is set to hire a commissioner. Now, we're not going to discuss that because we haven't really looked into it. Let me get this for you. Just fill some time here while I look this up.
Okay. Yeah, the Big 12 needs a
What,
commissioner.
just go ahead and tell people what we're talking about.
Yeah,
today.
today we will have Robin Washington at 7:25 talking all things basketball and more to discuss the massive turnover in the Nebraska baseball program. Over half the team is new for next year, so that'll be interesting. And we have a special gift that has arrived in the mail that you don't know what it is. It's hiding over here again. So
I won't.
don't you dare look over here.
I won't.
Courtesy of a listener in South Carolina, not Greg, but we have a gift that I look forward to giving to you and to myself and,
All right.
reading what it's all about. So
Okay.
hang on for that. And I want to have a discussion about Northwestern again, the game in Dublin.
Okay.
I'm
That's
going to tease this. Is there any way that the season would not spiral if they lose that game?
Okay. You're fixated.
We can spin it positively there.
You're fixated on. By the way, the Big 12 is targeting Brett Yormark. It's Yormark. He's the chief operating officer of Jay-Z's
How
agency,
about that?
Rock Nation, to be the next commissioner. 55-year-old unconventional hire, much like the Pac-12 last year. Obviously, this Brett Yormark would enter a changing landscape as an outsider in the industry. Now that's something to look into.
Brett Yormark.
Yeah. Industry outsider. heading into an interesting world.
I'd like to do a roll call real quick. 402-464-5685. It's the late June. We know it's a little slow out there in the sports world. Where are you at? What's your name? Where are you listening from? 464-5685. Text us.
Yesterday was not slow on the show.
No, it wasn't. But it is slow in the sports world generally right now. I mean, all you have is baseball at this point. What?
Yesterday.
Hockey's over. The
Yeah.
CWS is over.
Yep.
It's just MLB until media days in July.
A lot of people going on vacations.
It's the right time to go. I'm not going on vacation. I've already gone. Listen, I'm here in July, my friend.
I don't think I am. I don't have any reason to.
You were happy when I told you I'm in here the entire month of July and all the way to Dublin.
I know that.
Yeah.
I love
it
that.
changed your mood the day I talked to you about that. So yeah, I'm not gone anymore. I'm here.
There were yesterday
the
on the
house.
show. There were fireworks.
And there will be fireworks again today.
Is that okay? Is that's going to happen again?
Yeah,
today?
yeah. Every day this week.
Yeah, we're giving away fireworks.
That's right.
An $80 package.
Yeah, you got it.
From
Crazy Cracker in Roca.
Crazy
Roca,
Cracker.
Yeah, Roca Crazy Cracker, right across from Roca Tavern, but not yet. That's later on in the
okay,
show.
that's later on, but that's something to look forward to. We got flooded with calls yesterday.
I think we had like 60 calls for
That's
that. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
60.
that's beautiful because it's a great package.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, be ready for when Jake goes to this because it is a great package of fireworks.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Proud of you.
Yeah, you want to talk?
It's a good plug there.
You want to talk? You want to talk some NIL here, Sparky?
Yeah, I think.
Listen to the heavy side. Yeah.
Well, we don't do it as often as we thought we would this summertime. I mean, we thought that every day would have some sort of NIL discussion. And to our credit, we haven't always had a discussion about it every day because it does get nauseating.
There is some news.
Yeah, there's some news. Gene Smith, the Ohio State AD, was speaking with CBS Sports yesterday, and he was talking about what he views as NIL and what's the proper movement. How do we move forward properly in this without it getting more wild and just out of control in certain aspects? He says he believes that letting schools get involved with NIL deals could help crack down on inducements. SIP. Is he right? Great. Gene Smith here. He says having universities get involved could make NIL not be so much of a competing arms for who has the best booster club or wealthy business owners and all this, basically.
Oh, I mean, I think it could help to move it in-house a little bit, or maybe a lot, maybe a lot. I mean, you have a compliance office on campus.
Yes, you do.
It might be easier to manage. I say might, by the way. It might be easier to manage in that context. I don't think it solves everything. There's just it feels sort of like it would be a Band-Aid. You're never going to solve everything. So here's the setup. Okay, here's a setup. Here's what we're talking about. If you really want to do this, Jake, I don't know what you're doing on your phone.
I've got the article pulled up.
Okay.
I don't trust this computer at all.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm on my phone, I got the article pulled
Okay,
up.
so let's see. You just want to delve into it. Here's the deal.
Yep.
The way it's set up, for instance, at a place like Nebraska, and the way it's set up at many places right now there's collectives. Nebraska has a collective. Some schools have multiple collectives. Nebraska's heading toward having multiple collectives. Collectives. What's a collective? It's an organization basically that has an operations manager, ideally, and maybe even a few workers who set up NIL deals for student athletes, but it's an off-campus entity. It can't be affiliated with the school
right now.
It's loosely affiliated. The organization or the head of the collective is in communication with coaches, but it's not. I don't know what the rule is on the level of those communications and all that. They're not supposed to be used as an inducement. The collectives are not supposed to provide inducements to recruits or direct payments to student athletes to keep them on campus. It's all happening, but it's not technically supposed to. They're not in-house, okay? They're outside entities. Now, here's what I'm telling you. If Gene Smith's idea maybe it would be helpful to bring it in-house, but still you have to get the money from somewhere.
Right. Where's that come from?
Well, it comes from the same people that are contributing to the collectives.
Correct.
So it's sort of a folly, the discussion. I hope people are following this and understand. There's boosters that are providing money to the collectives, to Nebraska's collective, which is ABM. They seek out boosters, high-level boosters that provide the funding for ABM. Okay, if it moves in-house, the funding will go in-house. So I don't know. I think it would maybe, again, in terms of compliance, it might be a little easier. I don't know. I still think eliminating the one-time transfer rule would have the greatest impact. Now, if you combine these ideas, Gene Smith's idea of moving NIL in-house to the universities with Gary Barta's idea of eliminating the 1-year free transfer, I think you might be onto something. If you combine those two elements, that might help things quite a bit. So right now, it's just if a kid has a big year, particularly if he's a quarterback, a rush end, or an offensive tackle, if he has a big year, he's going to command big money, and he's going to go into the portal to see just what he commands.
How do you think Nebraska feels about that?
Well,
Getting rid of the 1-year transfer all of a sudden.
Because
they've got some good players coming in.
Good question.
They just got Casey Thompson coming in here, quarterback. They got Devin Drew, O'Shawn Mathis coming in here. Trey Palmer.
I don't know how they would feel
now
about
if
that.
Nebraska has a good year and goes and surprises and goes 8-4, 9-3 with all these players coming in, they're going to say no. Keep the 1-year transfer.
I don't know if they would.
Don't push back. Don't take that away from us.
Well, I'm always hesitant to say the word they. How would they feel? Because I don't think everybody feels the same. I know this though. The sitting athletic director and the sitting head coach both are old school type of guys in that I don't think they like what's going on right now, but they have to. They're playing along well. And that's what you have to do. I don't like what is going on right now, but I've decided why try to buck it.
Yeah.
Just got to go with it.
On that note, I thought this was funny. The first part of this article from CBS Sports, Dennis Dodd, about Gene Smith and his comments on NIL. He says, this is from Gene Smith, quote, NIL is working largely in a whole lot of places. Of course, no one writes about that. Everybody's reporting on the plane crashing. I understand that, but the reality is we need to come up with a strategy to deal with inducement. So he's saying that in general, hey, we've got some problems, but there are a lot of things going well.
Yeah, there are.
He points out that this is not all bad.
No, it's not all bad. It's not all bad, especially if you're like a left tackle, a pass rusher, or a quarterback. The market was set, as this article points out. The market has been set for those positions. And Ryan Day, remember a few weeks ago when we talked about Ryan Day and Gene Smith addressing a group of Columbus businessmen and setting the market value for those positions? Quarterback, $2 million. A good quarterback. Well, I mean, Arch Manning, I don't know if he's a good quarterback or not, but he's worth $2 million. Like a big time transfer quarterback, $2 million. Spencer Rattler's probably in that range, right? They said a pass rusher commands $1 million and a left tackle or tackle commands $1 million. That's what we're talking. That's the market. So at least there's sort of a market set for the very high end guy.
I wonder again. So that's the market right now. Let's say a year from now, 2 years into NIL, if things have somewhat calmed down or at least been resolved with some regulations here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that market still where it's at? Has it jumped? Has it dropped down? Like what?
How do you predict?
Usually the market goes up for this kind of stuff. Like the market's not, sometimes a stock can start high and come back down low. But in terms of like this,
seems wildly unpredictable to me.
Right. Now, if this works out and the players are successful and the schools are having success, they will pay more than what they're doing.
It's very interesting to me when you consider Nebraska's plight. If Dylan Raiola were to swing back around to Nebraska, I know it's very pie in the sky to have that conversation, but I did have that conversation with a Nebraska assistant coach who said, "Oh, we're not out of that," and it was really striking to me. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, "Well, if Ryan Day has a big year, he could be gone to the NFL." And if we have a big year, wouldn't we be back in play? Probably. Now, would you pay Dylan Raiola $2 million if you're Nebraska?
I think you would.
Yeah, I do too.
He's already brought.
That's the correct.
He's already gotten 5-star receivers there.
Right.
I always helps
used,
out in doing that.
I always used to say about Adrian. Now, I wouldn't put $2 million tag on Adrian, but I thought his value, if he got really good, and Nebraska were rolling, Adrian would have been worth a ton of money.
Sure, he would have. Absolutely.
Because of how much they leaned on.
I mean,
what a great representative he was.
Well, he at one point early on in his career was a Heisman contender before the season.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about that. All the power of that.
Yeah. He had a lot of power
in an NIL world.
It's Adrian's situation to me was somewhat unique, made unique by the fact that Nebraska leaned on him so hard. And wouldn't you say that Adrian was the defined face of the program, player-wise?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt.
Right. That's, by the way,
he was the program.
That dynamic has shifted significantly because I think I talked to some guys yesterday,
Nick Henrich.
Yeah, Luke Reimer, Nick Henrich, and I've talked to some other guys. The face of the program right now is, from a player standpoint, is
Garrett Nelson.
You got it. Yeah, it's Garrett. So the dynamic has shifted to sides of the ball. I mean, but yeah, it is Garrett, and it would have been Adrian, right? Of course,
sure. This year, yes, it would have been.
And if Adrian were playing well, and Nebraska were going strong, his value would be enormous in this state. In part because of the way he carried himself. I mean, he was a gem. Right. Okay. He's gone.
He's gone. We got to move on from Adrian.
Yeah.
Great kid. Wish him the best.
What we're discussing is Gene Smith, the Ohio State AD, suggesting that a lot of issues might be solved if the name, image, and likeness, I'm going to just call them payments, if the payment operation moved in-house to the universities. He doesn't really explain, by the way, nor does the article by Dennis Dodd. You're looking at it. Tell me if it really explains why. I read the article. It didn't really explain why that it would be beneficial to move it into the university.
Well, he says, I'll read what he says, at least for why. It's not exactly a good why.
Right.
He just says, again, one of those solutions might be institutions having more involvement. That's being discussed and needs to be continued to be discussed. He doesn't say why.
No.
Why, Gene?
What is the institution's involvement right now? That varies from institution to institution. I can tell you at Nebraska that compliance keeps its thumb on Nebraska's collective. It is Nebraska has an NCAA compliance office just like any other institution, and its thumb is on Nebraska. Nebraska's collective does not run roughshod in any sense of the word. The compliance office is always looking, always watching. So
it sounds to me, so he goes on, you mentioned this a second ago, but he mentioned the whole thing about Ryan Day and Smith talking to the business leaders and saying we need $13 million to keep the roster intact. But then he says, quote, that's another reason why it should be beneficial for schools to have engagement.
Why? Doesn't say why.
So I think basically Gene Smith wants to say we want the schools to be able to induce here.
Induce, be able to pay recruits,
right?
Be able to pay transfers.
This is Dennis Dodd. It says schools are allowed to inform prospects of financial possibilities, but they aren't allowed to use them as inducements. That's where the finest of lines is drawn.
Yeah.
Before and during the NIL era, inducements, a fancy way of saying tampering, are hard to prove.
What are we talking about? See, it gets to be folly when we write about that way. If they're not inducements, then what are they? I mean, come on. You're paying and we say this, we do this thing where we say it's not pay for play. Yes, it is pay for
it's
play.
pay for play.
Yeah.
Just stop it if
Right.
you're not saying that.
Right. Everybody understands it's pay for play. And it's not some knock on the player or anybody. It's just that's what it is. And it's an inducement for a recruit. Schools are recruiting well in some cases, like Texas A&M, because they're paying players to come to their campus. How else are we trying to, like, what kind of
Who's trying to spin
What
it
kind
as
of-
not that? And
yeah.
why? And why? If you're not
what
spinning
kind
it as
of
that, what are you
mental
saying?
gymnastics are you trying to pull off here? Weirdos. I mean, come on.
I don't feel that. Yeah, I'm with you. This is it's pay for play. That's all it is. There's
Yeah.
no other way to describe it.
Yeah, and we're not even griping about it anymore. I'm fine with it if you just call it what it is. You know, I mean,
Yeah, don't
it's
act like
flawed.
it's something else.
It's incredibly flawed. And what people don't understand, and I wouldn't expect them to, that if you're not close to it, is if people don't think things are happening literally, like a parent texting a collective and saying, "Hey, if you don't get my son more money, we're out." If you don't think that's happening, come on. What world are you in? By the way, I was reading this article last night.
Okay.
And I thought I got to that part of the article where it said the market has been set for left tackles and pass rushers and quarterbacks. And I thought if I'm reading this article and I had a grandson or a son, like you might someday have a son that is like Maverick Noonan, like a big time pass rusher, would your next call after you read this article be to the collective? Seek out the collective's head and say, edge rushers are worth quite a bit. What are we talking about here? Wouldn't you?
What can you offer me to?
I mean, if you're not a fabulously rich person, and you could maybe get a couple thousand a month, why wouldn't you do it?
Seems like
Isn't
a
that-
good
isn't-
financial move to me.
Yeah, isn't that
If you don't,
just?
yeah.
And I will tell you this right now, that's happening. That's happening.
Someone says in the text line before we get to Tom on the phone, he says, if a player has an NIL deal, but turns out that they suck, will they be fired from that deal? Again, I don't know if these are yearly
They're
contracts.
contracts.
Is it a year at a time though?
Well,
Is Casey Thompson
It
hiring-
varies. It varies.
signing one that goes to the end of
It
his
varies.
graduation here?
It varies. It varies.
I don't think that's very clear out there about how much how much money they get. Is it in totality or per year
there
or
are
what?
all kinds of different
I know.
deals. There are all kinds of different deals. So do they get fired? No, I would say generally no. I mean, but it's not like they're signing 1 year. I don't know that players are signing 1 year contracts. That I don't know. It's a jumbled mess. And I'm not privy to the contracts, obviously. I mean, there's things I know, for instance, like some players will sign, they'll enter into deals where there's stipulations on what they must do appearance wise, maybe some social media stipulations that you must meet. And by the way, some student athletes don't meet them. I mean, that becomes a problem.
Sure.
Like they're kids and they just don't show up. So that's I just wish people fully knew what a mess this was. It's just such an incredible mess. But it's part of us now, and that's it. And I don't know. I think once Nebraska heads to Ireland, we're not going to be talking about it much.
If they win,
They better be talking about it at the AD level. They must continue to talk about it because they got to get a handle on it. So Gene Smith is saying, bring it in-house. I do think bringing it in-house and stopping the 1 year free transfer would stem the flow of some out of control money.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would help. Now there's going to be a lot of people that push back and say, you can't end the 1 year free transfer. And I would push back and say, why?
Well, for Nebraska, again, if this year turns out to be pretty good because these guys come again as transfers, you're going to fans say, no, don't end that. We want that. We like that.
Well, they took advantage
It's
of
helped
it.
us.
Yeah, we'll see about that. but boy, it seems like it.
Let's get a call from Tom on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 464-5685. Tom, you're on early break. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning, fellas. Hey, so my major statement is that if I was an AD, I would think that I would want the money in-house as well. The reason being is because now there's two places where if you're a booster, you're giving money to NIL deal and you're giving it to the booster. Most of the time, I would imagine that booster is probably given about similar money as they were prior to the university. But if you're Dean Smith, you bring it into the university, you get all that money. It doesn't get divided. It goes straight into the university. And then if you do well, your pockets can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's my 2 cents. You guys have a good one.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
So, yeah, it gets into this conversation of ADs are in this position of there's got to be in basically a finite amount of money are reeling in from boosters, right? So how much do you want to go to the athletes? I think if you're a booster, you have to have this sort of, or excuse me, if you're an AD, you have to have this sort of mindset, Jake. Okay, this is a new batch of money that we have to raise. Just like you might raise money for some sort of athletic facility or stadium improvement or what have you, we have to have a set amount of money set aside for NIL. It's probably in the 30 million range for your entire athletic department. I'm just throwing out a number. That's what I would be thinking. 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. That's real money, by the way. I mean, that money. So now, Tom, what I would say to you is, now, wait a second. We have to go to boosters for a lot of different things, not just paying athletes. So what you're going to see is, for instance, Nebraska may be in the midst of putting up the last big athletic facility.
Very possible.
Of this kind.
It doesn't matter anymore. I mean,
It matters.
It's important, but kids aren't going to go just because of that.
No, they're not.
NIL is going to be almost the biggest factor. Plus success
money in your
team.
pocket versus a nice locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you taking? Money in your pocket. As long as the locker room's okay,
yeah,
I'll take the money.
It's just a crap hole.
Right.
It's something that's respectable.
No, it's very possible that Nebraska's building the last big Taj Mahal for some time. It's very possible. And by the way, construction's still going on over there. It's starting to take shape a little bit.
Haven't seen any pictures from you recently on
I
Twitter.
need to do that.
Make your walk over there.
But Tom, that's what I'm trying to get at is, what are you? I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can use these revenue streams for. How much are you going to use it for NIL? Now, that's something that I know that Trev Alberts is contemplating. I know he is. It's fascinating right now.
Let's get a call from Dave on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 464-5685. Dave, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Hey, morning, Jake and Steve. Hey, you know the old adage, well, you can't boo these guys. They're only kids and they're student athletes and they're not getting paid. Well, that's kind of out the window now if some of these guys have bad performances. I'm kind of wondering if these people that are, donating money to ABM, if an athlete's not doing good, what happens to that? Or, who makes the decision like, hey, you got to take some money back? Or there's all kinds of things that are still, going on out there or could go on. But this is a good discussion, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to remember part of the reason this article came out is this Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of the coming of NIL. Now we have to
a bizarre day, wasn't it, last year?
Yeah, we have to step back sometimes and understand this is year one. Okay. This all was pushed through largely by state courts, foisted upon us. And the college athletics world was not ready for it. Now I have an issue and hang up with people who continually bash the NCAA. I don't agree with doing that. We as fans, as people, not everybody, but we essentially hammered this through. We put so much pressure on to have this through. And then I get a kick out of the journalists, especially, who then turn around and blame the NCAA. Because if the NCAA would have said, wait a sec, we're not ready for this, what would have happened? Those very wise journalists would have said, this has to happen now. And it would have been a
bleep show.
Right. So no, I'm not blaming the NCAA on this. The one thing you can blame the NCAA on, I guess, to a certain degree, is they should have been preparing for this 7 to 10 years ago. But there's all kinds of legalities that enter into that discussion. There's the antitrust discussion. It's fairly complicated, and maybe there are people who are philosophically opposed to what's going on now.
A couple of texts before we get to break. DOCK Doc says Casey Thompson could be one of the worst quarterbacks Nebraska's had in the last decade, yet he's making more than any of them ever did.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, he's got a good deal.
And Greg in Myrtle Beach says,
hello, Greg.
He says, after watching 5 major AAU hoops events across the country this summer, I can verify that recruiting is like an episode of Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall, a total disaster.
That's what it is. I mean, this article states that at one point, right, where it's very common for student athletes, for recruits to say, what am I getting here? It's happening. It happens at Nebraska. I mean, that's I think that happens. Of course it happens. Why wouldn't it happen? Come on. Yeah, if I had I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. If I had a grandson who was a big time running back and he were being recruited by schools, my question to them would be, all right, what are we talking about here? And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? And you know what I'm talking about.
We got my kiddo here.
Right. You can defray some major costs for me here.
Help.
If not all of the costs, right? And maybe there's a car involved, like a Bentley. CJ Stroud's driving a Bentley. CJ Stroud is driving a
I saw that.
Bentley.
I saw
Bentley.
Where does he go from here? Where does he go next?
I don't think we're talking about private planes quite yet.
Maybe. Hey, look at that. Arch Manning's on a private plane over there. He's got a yacht. He's got a driver for his yacht too.
Shave yet?
That'd be great. When we come back, Husker baseball will have almost half of a new roster.
Yeah, 21 of 40 players, newcomers. 21 of 40.
Is this concerning, or is this the new way of life for the Husker baseball? It's up next, an early break in the ticket.
The new 18-hole course is now open at Adventure Golf Center. You knew them before for their 36 holes, and now experience a brand new style of miniature golf with par 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's a new concept to the Midwest with holes longer than before and unique hazards throughout the course. And it's fun for golfers of all ages and skill levels. Plus, there's a bar on the course that serves alcohol. Try the new 18-hole course today at Adventure Golf Center at 56th and Old Cheney.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Guys, 10 weeks ago, I was 36 pounds heavier. I was weaker, sluggish, I needed help. So I turned to Jeff and Nicole with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and took part in their 10-week challenge. Their proven method combines kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching to set you up for success. If you're ready to get stronger, get fitter, and take back control of your fitness like I did, the next 10-week challenge begins on July 9th. And you can join for half off by mentioning the ticket. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more and join the 10-week challenge with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for 50% off.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Sunny skies and warm temps expected here for our Tuesday, topping out near 88. Southwest winds will be a little breezy at 15 to 20. Overnight, mainly clear with the low dropping down to 66. Hot and windy tomorrow. South winds gusting over 30 with an afternoon high of 94. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If there is a phrase that we've become very familiar with here at Nebraska over the last couple of years throughout the different sports, it's kind of been overhaul. And it's not usually in a good way. Husker basketball has overhauled the roster literally every single year of Fred Hoiberg's tenure. We've had some, changes with football, not overall, not huge changing with football, but there is, Sip, an overhaul of changes with Husker baseball this upcoming season.
Did you just say there wasn't a big overhaul of football? What? Say that
It wasn't
again?
horrible. Like, football was not terrible of an overhaul of guys out.
No.
A lot of guys in.
A lot of in. It's quite an overhaul.
So I guess that's an overhaul.
Yeah, it's
All
quite an
So,
overhaul.
well, basketball seems like the whole freaking team is different every year. Like the whole team, basically.
And Will's doing the same thing. So so what you're getting at here, I'll help you.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of changing going on.
I'll help you.
There's a lot
I'm
of
trying to help you.
changes going on within the men's programs. They're not winning.
Right.
Baseball was winning before this year. They were terrible.
Yeah, so the three premier men's programs are really going transfer heavy.
Yes.
Will Bolt, on Sunday night, the news broke. I thought this was really interesting. Nebraska landed a Wichita State transfer right-hander, Jace Kaminska, who was in 2021, one of the best young pitchers in college baseball. And he was the American Athletic Conference Newcomer Pitcher of the Year in his freshman season. First team freshman All-American by D1 Baseball in perfect
That's
game.
pretty good.
2021, Jace Kaminska, 10 starts for Wichita State, 2.32 ERA, 8-1 record. Now, he slid in 2022, much more difficult year. He went to 3-9,
Okay.
5.49 ERA, 86 strikeouts in 78 2/3 innings. so he had a sophomore slump, and he was brutally honest. He said that Wichita State kind of needed me more, and they had to ride me out longer than probably they needed to or wanted to, and I kind of fell apart. Now he's moving on to Nebraska. They have told him, hey, we have you pegged as a weekend starter, this Wichita State transfer. So yeah.
That reminds me a little bit of, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. A couple years ago, Nebraska had a really good midweek starter, didn't pitch on the weekends at all, and then he had to go to the weekends the next year, and it didn't work out as well.
Yeah,
but he was a really good weekday starter against like Kansas State and Wichita States of the world.
This is a situation too,
pressure.
where he just felt. Oh, there was. I know the inner workings of this. It's hard to explain. It has to do somewhat with what Wichita State wanted him to do in the off season. He didn't want to do. Nebraska afforded him the opportunity to do what he wanted to do in the off season with his training, and he made the move. Good deal for Nebraska. Now, this is what you're talking about. His commitment guarantees that more than half of the Huskers roster will be new in 2023. Nearly a third. Now, this is via On3, the Nebraska coverage by On3.com. And Grant Hansen, by the way, does an incredible job of covering the baseball team for On3. An incredible job. This I'm reading right from his text right now. Nearly a third. Okay, so I said that the roster will be more than half of the roster. The 40-man roster will be newcomers. Nearly a third of that group will be transfers from other Division I programs or JUCOs. Nearly a third of that group will be transfers from other D1 programs or JUCOs. So, yeah. Now, what I believe is happening in a lot of cases is Will and the coaching staff have just basically parted ways with some guys they just didn't feel comfortable with as they thought they would. They finished 23-30.
Yep, they did.
They didn't make the.
They
didn't even make the conference tournament.
This year was an absolute failure for a team that had expectations of being, going back to back. At least they thought they could, win the conference again. Why couldn't they?
Right.
They lost Spencer Schwellenbach, which is a huge loss, and Povich and Roach and Hallmark and guys like that. But they still had Bryce Matthews and Max Anderson and some different players they liked. They had Kyle Perry coming back. They had reasons to believe that they could be a good team this year, and it just never worked out. They were 1-6 starting off as they had a bad start, never got on track. They never got it back.
No, they didn't. So they're making major changes in the program personnel wise, which is kind of what you'd expect. I didn't know. It's sort of been a quiet change in terms of personnel, but it's profound. Because I guess it's baseball, niche sport, we don't give it as much attention. This has been happening, and we barely have mentioned it, right? But it's happening. I'd really like to talk to Will about his philosophy in this regard and how this has all went down. I imagine his head spinning sometimes.
I can't imagine you expect this many new players on your team ever. Right?
Right. I mean, certainly not. You wouldn't have thought this way 5 years ago.
No, I don't think whoever thinks you're going to have this much change, over half your roster is new.
Well, in this world, no, I got you. In this world, though,
we're
in a weird world. I mean, guys can just leave. I mean,
I don't have numbers for the other baseball programs, but does anybody else have this much change or this much overhaul in their program?
I mean, here's the deal. Okay, here's what happens. Think about it. It's not that hard to figure out. This is a Wichita State transfer. We're talking about Jace Kaminska. Has a rough year. Okay. Has a rough year at Wichita State. He's having a rough year. Okay. If you're on the Nebraska staff and you have a connection to him, as did Nebraska volunteer assistant Danny Marchuzzo. Danny Marchuzzo had recruited him in the past. He's noticing perhaps that Kaminska's having a bad year. I wonder if he's happy there. Maybe we should reach out and see. I'm not saying that's what happened, but you could see it happening. You definitely know this. Once the guy entered the portal, if you have a prior relationship with him, you're on the phone, right? Hey, what happened there. Maybe we can alleviate some of your problems. Come down here right now. And you can start next year.
Yeah, we'll get you in the program.
See, that's
baby.
that's a massive change. That, I mean, you didn't always have that 1 year free transfer, where the conversation's a lot different if you call the kid and say, well, now if you come here, you obviously got to sit out a year. Sit out a year. Really.
It's a big commitment to do that.
Yeah, really. But that would make it would, but obviously that gives kids pause, right? I don't want to sit out a year. And it might not just be this free flowing, things are going bad here, I'm out of here type world that we're in. Now, some people say you have to empower the student athlete and give them that choice, because that's the choice Jake Sorensen has and all these coaches have, that they can leave. I don't know. I mean, I don't see the correlation.
What Blanket says this. Remember back in 2019 when Nebraska hires Fred Hoiberg and he brought Matt Abdelmassi to build a program with transfers. How has that worked? I can't understand why the same strategy is met with such optimism when football and baseball employ the same strategy that clearly failed in basketball.
Yeah, we're gonna see. But who was that?
That's what Blanket.
Wet. I mean, Mel Tucker, right? You've heard about Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker. It worked for him last season.
Yeah, Mel Tucker parlayed transfer portal success into $9.995 million a year, right, or $10 million a year, and an 11-2 record.
Now, was that an anomaly?
If I'm not mistaken, they were 11-2.
11-2, I think they were. Yeah.
So if you're going to point out it didn't work out for Fred, you have to point out the places it did work.
Was that an outlier though for Mel Tucker? We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that just
find out in Nebraska?
To get together.
I mean, those kids, Wet Blanket, are very convincing about how well Nebraska recruited players that fit in chemistry wise. Again, I was just talking to Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich yesterday. They can't say enough about O'Shawn Mathis and Stephon Wynn in particular, about how those guys, those very high profile transfers, have come in with humility and a determination to fit in and not try to make waves. It feels like it's all, that part of it's all going well at Nebraska. And it's not that surprising because those kids grew up in that world, right? They grew up in a world where they're switching teams all the time, switching high school, switching AAU teams. Why can't it work? Now, Fred, I don't know. I don't know why it
hasn't worked for basketball.
A lot of reasons it didn't work.
If it's the proper gelling of the right players.
But yeah, Will's overhauled.
Yep. Over half the roster is new.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Very interesting year ahead for baseball. Before we get to break here, I told you about this yesterday. I'll tell you about it again. Tanner's Sports Bar and Grill and Tavern 180 are proud to present an Evening with the Huskers presented by the Ticket and Husker Online. It's Monday, July 18th, Sip, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Tanner's and Tavern 180, same building, at 30th and Yankee Hill. There's going to be Garrett Nelson there, O'Shawn Mathis in the house, Trey Palmer, and special guests. I can't tell you, but they are special guests.
Special.
Sean Callahan will be the MC for this event. It's $199 a person. It gets you a cocktail hour with appetizers and drinks from Tavern 180 and Tanner's, and a delicious Wagyu steak dinner from Tavern 180. Open bar until the end of the event. You can have as many cocktails or beers as you want. You want some margaritas? Just walk up there and get some. It's part of the event there. 6 to 9 p.m. Sign up on our website. We have a big logo at theticketfm.com. You can sign up there. It's only 120 seats. This will fill up fast. Do not delay. Tavern 180, Tanner's Bar and Grill, July 18th, a Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. Go to theticketfm.com, click the logo, and sign up today.
How exciting is that?
That's going to be fun.
How exciting is that?
It's going to be good food, good drink, and good entertainment.
And the football season is coming.
That means That means we are there. Because after that, we got media days coming up. And it's like, boom, fall camp. Let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah,
it's
we're
the
already
kickoff to fall camp.
I think it's already rolling.
Song of the day is next. Oh, and we have Jeff Essick. I forgot. From Farrell's is here.
How could you forget
I
Jeff?
know. I forget things. It's up next. Really breaking the ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Guys, 10 weeks ago, I was 36 pounds heavier. I was weaker, sluggish, I needed help. So I turned to Jeff and Nicole with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and took part in their 10-week challenge. Their proven method combines kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching to set you up for success. If you're ready to get stronger, get fitter, and take back control of your fitness like I did, the next 10-week challenge begins on July 9th. And you can join for half off by mentioning the ticket. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more and join the 10-week challenge with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for 50% off. Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740. Don't wait for the Lincoln fireworks stands to open up. Get the good stuff now at Roca Crazy Cracker in downtown Roca. Stop in through July 4th for the hot spot for rockets and more this Independence Day. Open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. Roca Crazy Cracker Fireworks in downtown Roca.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Granddaddy ran a whiskey in a big black Dodge. Bought it at an auction at the Mason's Lodge. Shots of can of sheriff painted on the side. Just shot a coat of primer and looked inside. Well, him and my pull that engine down. I still remember that rumbling sound. And the sheriff came around in the middle of the night. Heard mama crying that something wasn't right. He's headed down to Knoxville with a weekly load. You can smell a whiskey burning down Copperhead Road.
Song of the day, Copperhead Road by Steve Earle. 464-56851 1 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
I volunteered for the Army on my birthday. Draft a white trash first draft here in Hawaii. I've done 2 tours of duty in Vietnam.
Once again, your Song of the Day, Copperhead Road by Steve Earle.
Nice.
464-56851 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
One of the best songs you've played in a long time.
I put a
would
lot
say.
of good ones. You gave me 9-8 recently on
Yeah,
the song.
that's one of the best. That's one of the best. I don't know where that came from in your mind or how you.
I danced at weddings. I get really
yeah,
tired.
I didn't know.
Really hot and sweaty. It's like a workout.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a wedding song. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's
We got a
popular,
guess, so I'll make this quick. There's only one Steve Earle song that's better than that. Guitar Town, which
I
I'd
don't know that
suggest.
song.
Oh yeah, you should listen.
I should listen to it then.
Yeah. It's a great. Steve Earle has one better song, Guitar Town.
Guitar Town. I'll check it out.
That's a 9.7. That's one of the best.
9.7.
Yeah, that's one of the best songs you'll hear. I'm amazed that you brought that
I love
out
that
today.
song. Come on.
All right, let's get to our guest.
Yeah.
Him
Hang on.
playing air guitar
Well,
and the drums.
I do it all the time. We were joined in the studio by Jeff Esson
Yeah, he
from
does that.
Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
He does that.
Also the host of Fitness Fanatics every Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. here on The Ticket with his wife, Nicole.
This is a radio personality in our studio.
He knows what he's doing. He's become a pro over here.
Yeah, it's just right
You're-
where I sit.
Good
on
morning
Sunday.
to
Yeah.
you.
How's it
Yes.
going?
That's where you sit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
right here.
Yeah.
Really?
Your show is
So you're
solid.
very comfortable.
You guys have got a lot of listeners that listen to that via live and on the podcast. So
Yeah,
Fitness
it's
Fanatics
great.
has been great so far.
Yeah,
It's been a fun show.
It's good. We've had a lot of guests. If we just had Ramir Johnson,
I saw that,
and Nick Heinrich
Nick
was on
Heinrich,
with
yeah.
us just on Sunday.
They're right here,
So,
standing here.
Yep, standing there. So we were basically talking about the Husker Road Race coming up on July 17th.
Okay.
July 17th.
Which, I'll give them a plug right now. Even if you don't run, if you have no desire to, it's $25 for the 1 mile fun run for the kids, and then $30 for the 5K. But the great thing about it is all the Husker football players are there. All the volleyball players are there, and they're all out there. You can visit with them, pictures, autographs.
You can run with them.
You can, yeah, there's not a lot of them that run. I tried to get a commitment out of those guys, but they're,
You know what? Adrian Martinez tells a funny story about how he participated in this
Oh, yeah,
run, and a
yeah.
kid wanted to run with him, and it quickly became apparent to Adrian, I can barely keep up with this kid, and he had to really run. He said, "This is
kid's good.
not. Yeah, this is a little awkward because I don't think I can keep up with them."
Well, I know there's some players that go out there and run, but that they're at the water stations, and
yeah,
some of the linemen ride around on golf carts, so it's fun. But just the atmosphere alone down at Memorial Stadium, all the football players, volleyball players, cheerleaders, fight songs
you'll be there?
playing. Oh yeah, we'll be there. You get chills. It's just awesome. It's a really cool thing that the players are out there, and that pictures, autographs, and they're all there. So it's really cool. So they were on promoting that with
July
us this last
17th.
Sunday. Yep. So
July
just in 3
17th.
weeks. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, what are you
And
promoting?
you are here today because we've got a 10-week challenge coming up. Plus, we've got a success story in our own building.
Yeah.
From
yeah.
the previous 10-week challenge.
Yeah. So my wife and I own Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. If you've listened to the ticket over the last year, you have heard of us since we've been partners with you guys
That's
over
right.
the last year. It's coming up starting on July 9th. So just in our last 10-week challenge, we had one of the ticket's very own, Mark Onweiler, participated. He went to the 5 a.m. class out at Yankee Ridge. Yep, he was up.
Ridge.
He did not miss a workout for 10 weeks, got all 60 classes, even when he went on a little trip. He did the virtual classes when he was gone.
Is
so
that
he did-
right?
That's right. Yes. So he did not miss a workout. Over his 10 weeks, he lost 36 pounds,
36.
22 inches,
36.
and 6% body fat.
Whoa.
22 inches.
Yep.
That's a
Off
lot
his
of-
waist
that's a lot.
and
Yeah,
chest.
get a
hips.
bunch of new stuff.
Got
then.
to repurchase some clothes.
And he's not done.
No.
So
Why not? What's next for Mark, Jeff?
Up next for Mark, this is kind of some breaking news, but Mark is going to be participating in our national year-long challenge, which the winner who has the best transformation can win $10,000. So more accountability. Like, he
10K.
loves the accountability. Over our show, over the first 3 months we were on, we were kind of documenting his progress, and it was kind of a one-on-one coaching session with him, like every week. Like, what are you struggling with? What can we help you with, and stuff like that. So, you know, he loved that commitment of being accountable on air with us every week.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't come, we would talk about it. In fact, he missed a couple days last week, and we talked about it on the air. So he loves that accountability. But for our annual challenge, Farrell's National gives away $10,000 to the best transformation for one male and one female. For our 10-week challenge, which is starting on July 9th, we give away $1,000 to the best transformation. So you see Mark's transformation, how awesome that was. And he didn't win $1,000.
Wow.
Now,
Man,
he was in the top.
He's motivated now. He's pissed.
He was in the top 4.
Oh,
so he did really well. So he had amazing results, but everybody has amazing results that do the program.
My golf league partner, our friend AJ, won this challenge right before.
Yep.
Yeah,
AJ won the winter challenge. Yes, AJ Martin.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
he's thinking AJ. If he's thinking
About the running back.
Not the running back. No, AJ Barton from your high school days. Andy.
Sorry.
Your boxing buddy.
Yeah. Yes.
And
That's
your
right.
golf
Andrew.
partner.
And my golf partner.
Yes. He won the challenge. Congratulations to Andrew.
Yep. I say.
And congratulations to Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's starting on July 9th. We do a combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition. So it's kind of 3 all wrapped into one.
We got questions in the text.
Oh,
line, as you
absolutely.
might
Let's go away.
expect.
Yeah.
Trevor wants to know what's the cost. How do I sign up for this?
All right.
Honestly.
Cost, it's normally $449 for the 10-week challenge, but we're offering all the ticket listeners or Fitness Fanatic listeners 50% off. So it's $224.50 for the 10 weeks. You get brand new pair of boxing gloves and wraps, that are about a $50 value. So you're looking about $175 for 10 weeks. That's 60 classes. I figured this up this morning. It's about $2.90 per workout.
That's cheap.
And that's you get
a 45-minute workout, right?
45-minute workout.
minutes.
Yep. You get every class is led by our Farrell's instructors that have been through the 10-week challenge. So they kind of know what you're going through. You get all the nutrition, counseling, coaching that you need. So that's all wrapped into one package.
Another question on the text line from
Yeah.
Chad. Chad says, my wife has a bad back. Do they help with the workouts with a focus on back issues at all? Or
Yeah,
can you help out?
there's as long as you can get down to the floor and stand up, you can do Farrell's.
Okay.
So there's modifications that you can
Okay,
do. I mean,
modifications.
we have members that our oldest member is 71. And we have
He
members.
looked at me when he said that, by the way. Go ahead.
Hey,
Just
he's like
glance
55.
over. So he's probably listening right now. Ron Herman is his name. So
Well, hello, Ron.
I told him he's a big Husker guy. We talk every day about sports and stuff. So I told him I was going to be on. So he's probably listening on his way home today.
Ron Herman.
Yes,
What's
Ron
up?
Herman.
What up, Ron?
So we have members of all different, fitness levels. There's definitely modifications you can do. And when you're in kickboxing class, not everybody can do a burpee, right? So not everybody can do a jumping jack. So there's different things in modifying to work the same muscle groups that aren't as high impact. So it's really for anyone of any fitness level. And the great thing about the 10-week challenge is, we'll have 50, 60, 70, 80 people all starting at once. So the classes are designed for new members at the start, even though you're in a group with people that have been there for 10 years. So everybody's at different levels, but the workouts are all geared towards everybody of all fitness levels. And if you're a beginner or not.
Times.
Yeah, what
Times.
Okay. So we have 2 gyms. We have one on South 40th and Yankee Hill. Class times 4 a.m. is the earliest.
Oh, boy.
5 a.m., 6 a.m., 8:30, 4:30, 5:30 p.m. And our Pioneers location, we have the same 3 morning classes, 4, 5, 6. And then we have 9:15. We have a class over the noon hour at 12:15, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So there's 10 different class times to choose from. We also have a virtual component as well. So if maybe you live up in the Highlands, let's say, and you're like, gosh, that's a long drive down to South 40th. You could do a little bit of both. You could come to the gym on kickboxing days get that atmosphere of kicking, punching the bag, you can do strength training at home, which will save you a drive into town 3 times. So
smart.
Those are kind of our hybrid members. But if you're looking to enroll, you can go to fxblincoln.com. There'll be like a request form. You'll put in your name, email, phone number, and then I'll reach out to you. And if you tell me that you heard us on the ticket,
boom,
then I can send you an enrollment link with a promo code for the 50% off.
Don't forget, that's a lot of money.
Yes,
Save that.
yes,
Save that. Make sure to remember that.
So, or you can also just text me directly, 402-310-4026. So
say that again, please.
Yep.
402-310-4026.
FXBlincoln.com.
Yep. And we've already had quite a few ticket listeners enroll.
That's good.
Good.
Using the promo code,
Good.
saying we heard you on the ticket. And, you know, you
Mark's
may have
story
been
helps a lot.
Right. You may have been thinking about this. Like, I know Mark, the only interaction I had with Mark up until he did the challenge was, you know, we have meetings when we decided to do marketing and stuff like that. And he had been thinking about it for a year, and then he finally did it. And now he's glad that he did. So if you've been on the fence, you've tried other things that just aren't working, you know, what do you have to lose?
This is about accountability largely.
It is. That's the number one thing. And Mark will tell you too, because when you enroll, you pick a specific class time. So Mark did the 5 a.m. class. He had 7 other members that did the class with him. So there was a group of 8 of them. And then each class time has coaches. So his coaches were Lance and Kristen, and they're there every day. They have a group chat. Somebody's not there, they reach out. So
yeah, interesting.
If you don't go, somebody knows you're not there.
Right.
So then we'll reach out to you. So accountability and the team atmosphere is great too, because there's sometimes we won't do things for ourselves, but if you know you're going to get called out or, hey, where you been, you'll go for others.
Mhm.
So the accountability and really the proven system, like Farrell's has been in business for over 20 years. We've been in Lincoln for 12 years, since 2009. So we're going on 13 here this fall, I believe. And we've been doing the same program for 20 years, focusing on
Proven.
kickboxing, strength training, nutrition.
It
And
works.
Session in, session out, people get amazing results. But you do have to put the work in. It's not a magic pill that you sign up for the 10 weeks and then take a pill, and in 10 weeks you look totally different. It takes hard work and dedication. You have to want to. But if you want to and you have the dedication, you can have awesome results.
Is the 10-week challenge July 9th. Sign up fxblincoln.com or text Jeff again, number
402-310-4026.
And if you need more, listen to Fitness Fanatics on Sundays, 9 to 11 a.m. with Jeff and Nicole and Mark.
Yes.
Did you rate Copperhead Road, by the way?
You got
I
10
may have
seconds.
heard it like once in my life, but it was pretty catchy. I'd say a 7.
A 7. 9.77. And the Gus had a 2. Bad rating, Gus.
I'm
You
an
didn't deserve
80s
the
guy.
time. Give it a 2.
Gus, we'll deal with you later.
Yeah, we will. Top of the hour next. Early break in the ticket. Thanks, Jeff.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740. Don't wait for the Lincoln fireworks stands to open up. Get the good stuff now at Roca Crazy Cracker in downtown Roca. Stop in through July 4th for the hotspot for rockets and more this Independence Day. Open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. Roca Crazy Cracker fireworks in downtown Roca. People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business. business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Come see Lincoln's best lineup on and off the diamond all season long. The best seat in town, the best block party, the best outdoor bar, your best night ever. Join the Salt Dogs for Nebraska Medical Association and Lancaster County Medical Society Triple Play Tuesdays, Fairbury Brand Winter Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Hit a home run with your next trip to Haymarket Park. Buy tickets at saltdogs.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes and brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break. Thanks to Jeff Essig from Farrell's coming in to tell us about the 10-week challenge kicking off July 9th. 2 locations in Lincoln. Be successful like Mark has been so far. 36 pounds down.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Through Farrell's.
Yeah, good job by Mark. Good job by Jeff.
Yeah.
Sells that stuff really well.
Yes. You know, doesn't sell anything well as Gus gave that song a 2. Gus gave Copperhead Road a 2. Didn't deserve airtime for that one, for that rating.
I'm not.
Can you believe
comment.
that? You were
thoroughly disgusted. Just say it. He doesn't like Tom Petty, and he gave
pissed.
Copperhead Road a 2. We have a problem now.
He's had some good ratings, and then he just had some ones you don't understand.
He's got a sweet hat on, though.
What's it say?
He's got the beef jerky.
Oh, beef jerky, yeah.
Yeah,
Cam
beef
Jurgens.
jerky. Yeah, Cam
Jurgens,
Jurgens.
yeah.
Good job on Copperhead Road.
Thank you.
Listen to Guitar Town if you get a chance.
I got a lot of ratings, by the way, in Copperhead Road. I think I got like 55 ratings there.
Good.
Thank
People
you,
listening.
people.
Yeah. Thanks for being up.
Mostly very high ratings. A couple low ones, but mostly very high.
Okay, where are you going now?
I have a question for people. Can I give a gift out first, or should we do that at the end of the segment?
Let's do it now.
Okay. We got a gift yesterday sent in the mail from listener Michael in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
It's in this package right here.
Whoa.
It's very nice. It's got a letter. I'll read this real quick. Yeah, no, it's not. I'm gonna give you this. We both have one of these.
Okay. Thank you.
Put it up to the camera here.
Oh, sweet. Hold on. Let me get my glasses.
This is it's a medal that says Intelligence and Sustainment Company and to inform and sustain Guardian. See that right there? Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that is.
Now I'm gonna tell you the story about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Michael sent us a little letter from the Department of the Army here. Sent to us.
Okay.
Department of the Army.
Okay. I like this.
Says memorandum for record. Subject: Intelligence and Sustainment Company Coin of Excellence. This was sent June 21st, so about a week ago today. Ready? Number 1. I am an outgoing company commander at U.S. Army Central 3rd Army at Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina. U.S. Arsenal in the is the Army headquarters that is responsible for all Army operations in the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. Third Army, nicknamed Patton's Own, after General George Patton, is most notoriously known from World War II. Item number 2. I have been a fan of Early Break for the past 5 years. I started out as a podcast listener due to the work schedule and time zone differences while overseas. The past year is the first time I've been able to live stream on YouTube and text in from time to time as Michael from South Carolina. It is customary in the Army for commanders to design and have their own challenge coins, which are presented for excellence. As a token of appreciation for your show, please accept 2 Intelligence and Sustainment Company Guardian coins. This is the memo undersigned here.
Wow.
Thank you to Michael in Columbia, South Carolina, right there.
Michael, this is very
Check this
humbling. This is very humbling. Thank you. This will go on my desk at home, my work desk.
For excellence.
Right. I got a similar thing from a Navy SEAL.
Did you really?
Yeah. A few years ago, and I keep it on my desk. I will keep this right next to that. I really appreciate this, Jacob.
Well, thank you. Thank Michael for this.
Yeah.
I just gifted it to you from the box.
No, I know. I'm thanking Michael through you. So yeah. Wow.
Thank you. Very,
wow.
very kind. Very, very kind.
Makes my day. And it says on here, Jake.
I read it.
Yeah, do it again.
On the coin, there's 2 sides.
Intelligence and Sustainment Company.
Yep. And the other side says to inform and sustain Guardians.
Yeah. Does it make you feel like we better be accurate?
Yeah, I think so.
I always say that. I hate it when we
here.
say things that are wrong. I think that's.
We try to correct ourselves. So when that happens,
right,
we don't just let it live. And
yeah, I don't want to get on the
about it.
radio and say things that are patently wrong. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that very much. So, okay. Question for, I want to spin this in a positive way because this would be a negative thing to happen, but can you spin it positively for me? Now, we have gone through season predictions. We'll do our official ones the week before the Ireland game when Nebraska plays Northwestern, the official ones.
Okay.
We've kind of done some early record predictions here, but I'm curious. A lot of these predictions of records for Nebraska are based on the fact that Nebraska beats Northwestern in Ireland, right? Nobody you talk to is picking a loss there when you go through these records. It's a win for everybody. Is there any way a loss to Northwestern would not derail the season before it started? It's an honest question.
I know.
We talked about Illinois last year. It did derail the season. I mean, they won 2 after that, Fordham and Buffalo, but they weren't tough competition. And then they didn't close tough games. They didn't close out close games. Is there any way, Sip, a loss to Northwestern in Dublin would not derail the season before it begins?
Isn't there a possibility in your mind that because of all of the changes they've made, including the installation of a new look offense with this injection of new talent, that Nebraska might be an example of a team that starts a little slow but picks up serious steam?
It's possible, but
can't you see that happening?
Would the damage be done if you lost your first game?
Seems like a very defeatist attitude.
Well, I think this is a very fragile team.
How do you know that?
Well, there's a lot of guys who have been on the team.
There's a lot of guys who haven't been on the team.
That's true. That is true.
So Jake, we don't share the same outlook on this. We don't. I give coaches and student athletes a little more credit than you do. This whole mentality of if they lose to Northwestern, it's over.
It's not over, but
it seems remarkable to me. No, derailed suggests over.
Well, Nebraska went 3-9 last year and lost the first game of the
right.
season.
The thing that you have on your side is the calamity that occurred in Champaign.
That's correct.
You have that on your side, and you wear it all the time. It's your strange badge of honor. But I give athletes in general more credit than that. No, I don't think they think like that.
I hope
if
not.
we lose this game,
not.
we're derailed. Derailed? It's game 1.
in a very important season.
Were they derailed
head
after
coach.
the game in Illinois? It was a terrible
Again,
loss.
they won 2 games in a row after that, but it was against lesser competition of Buffalo and Fordham.
They didn't look derailed against Buffalo.
This was not the Lance Leipold Buffalo Bulls. This was a different looking team.
They beat Fordham 52-7 and Buffalo 28-3. And then they played well against Oklahoma. I don't know that it was derailed. It was a terrible loss.
It was.
It was. And it did, Jake. It did affect the season. It absolutely did. But no, why couldn't this team be one that maybe don't you expect it to start a little slow? New quarterback.
What kind of slow are we talking about?
New quarterback,
here?
new look.
Losses?
New quarterback, new look offense, revamped offensive line. Why should we expect it to roar out of the gate, hitting on all cylinders? Why? I'm asking you. I'm asking
we
you a
shouldn't
question.
expect it.
No,
but Nebraska, but they kind of have to, though.
No, they don't. Because they're afforded the opportunity to play a cellar dweller. If they were playing Wisconsin, how much different would the conversation be? A lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, because, you're right. If you play Wisconsin, that's pretty easy to predict.
You don't have to. You do now.
You're playing the one team you beat last year in
Right.
conference play, and you kicked their tail.
And essentially what I'm doing is making your point. If you lose to a team out of the gate that you just beat 56-7, what does that say? It's
Right. That's what I'm talking
Right.
about. That's
That's a
the part
problem.
that can derail
Right.
because it's the one team you beat last year.
Handily.
And that sends a lot of doubt into your system. Again, hey, this is a team that might be better this year. That might still be bad. And we were 3-9 and kicked their tails last year. It's the team you're facing is why I asked that. It's not you're not facing an elite team in Ireland.
I just don't go there. That one loss derails everything, especially the first game. Again, you have last year, and you're fixated on it. You're so scared.
I have every
You're
reason
so
to
scared.
fixate on that
You're
game.
so scared of Nebraska losing this game.
I am, and you should be too.
I just don't think that's a good way to live.
Well, I'm not like going to sleep worrying about the game,
Right.
But when I think about the season, I say, that a lot depends on that game. If they're going to get off to a good start and get to this 7 or 8 win mark, you got to win that game.
Okay, so the commentary that's maybe more concerning is this. It doesn't feel like you feel. It doesn't feel like you feel that it's realistic that this team picks up steam as the season goes on. Maybe starts a little slow. Maybe it does lose to Northwestern. Hell, maybe Oklahoma wins handily. But then Oklahoma beats Nebraska handily in Lincoln on September 17th. But then Nebraska starts to the offense really starts to kick in. The new pieces start to gel. And it looks really good. And maybe they close November with 3 wins in November. Now, I'm asking you, can you imagine that? It feels like your scenario is all about they better make hay early because it's going to get really tough late.
Exactly. Right.
They haven't been bad in November. Now,
well, you have to get to November.
They've been bad from a win-loss standpoint.
Right. They played fine. They've been in the games, but they haven't won.
Right.
Like this team needs to get to 6 wins before November. I don't want to have them at 5 wins before November hits again.
That seems a lot of your takes seem to be incredibly defeatist.
Well, the Nebraska's missed 5 straight bowl games. I have every right to be defeatist. I haven't exactly seen the most encouraging product the last few years.
Right. I understand.
So I don't know why I would be just drinking Kool-Aid over here because that would be irresponsible of me.
I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I do leave open the possibility that we're going to see a major change, major shift in the program this year. The head coach has his back to the wall. The coaches have their backs to the wall. People often respond in that situation. You have a defense that suddenly, I would say, has quite a bit of promise. I mean, they fortified the front four, we'll call it, their defensive line. They fortified it through the portal. Their linebackers seem to be a strength to me. Look at what you have. You have 2 fourth-year veteran players inside. in Nick Henrich, Luke Reimer. Luke Reimer had 108 tackles last year. Henrich had 99. Those are your leading returning tacklers in the heart of your defense. You agree that Caleb Tanner and Garrett Nelson are, I mean, they're better than average guys.
I like them.
At outside linebacker. You have young guys coming up in Blaze Gunnerson and Jamari Butler that look like, I mean, they have a ton of promise. Okay, your linebackers are your strength. You fortified your back end with your secondary with transfers. It looks like this defense could be pretty good. You count on Bill Bush. I mean, think about special teams. The troubling thing about special teams is they are 128th nationally in ESPN's special teams efficiency ranking last year. If they rise 50 spots, they'll still only be 78th. That's trouble. I mean, Bill's got a big job.
That's still not even
half. I know. He's got a
It's
big
still
job.
the bottom
If they
half.
make a 50 spot jump, they'll still
God.
be only 78.
That's
Right.
so bad.
But you count on Bill Bush whipping the special teams into a collective unit that actually maybe can win you a game or two. You're hoping for that. The big question mark in my mind, the biggest question mark of them all, is just the offense in general and what's the QB position going to look like. And of course, we talked about the offensive line yesterday, where you can really only identify one surefire, this guy is going to start at this position. That's Teddy Prohaska at left tackle. So there's a lot that has to come together on that side of the ball.
We have a lot of response, as you might expect. People are on my side because of what happened last year
in Champaign.
Yes.
What happened was
Think about
almost inexplicable what happened in Illinois.
Nebraska's first year under Scott Frost. They started 0-6, oh, by the way. Remember that?
I do remember that.
They haven't exactly had fast starts yet to a year. I mean, they were 3-1 in 2019, but then things fell apart quickly.
Okay.
Ohio State came to town and said, okay, that's enough for this cute story. See ya. 48-7. Bye.
I think more than you. Can you hear me for a second?
I'm listening. Oh, Gus is locked in the lobby. Can I go get him real quick?
Yes, I'll
okay,
talk.
Keep talking. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
I think where I'm different than you is that I look at each individual season as its own entity. I don't acknowledge the carryover from year to year as much as you do. I think that, especially in this case, there's a whole new group of assistant coaches on the offensive side of the ball that have had nothing to do with the prior struggles. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of transfers now that have had nothing to do with the prior struggles. What I was saying, Jake, is where we have a disconnect, me and you, and it's fine. We can talk about it. It doesn't have to be contentious. Is I look at the seasons more as individual entities and with not as much carryover as you do. You link them. I don't link them as much as you do.
Because there's a lot of guys that are on those rosters.
But those guys evolve as young men and evolve as players. They're not the same player from one year to the next. In some cases, they're not. Some cases, they are. Some cases, they devolve as players. Devolve, is that a word? They don't get better, but sometimes they get markedly better. And they're markedly different because they're in growth. They're in growth situations. They're young men that are growing. So I don't know. And come on, this year, think about just the defensive line discussion. How much different is it going to look with a proven pass rusher in O'Shawn Mathis? That's a much different look than last year. It allows you to perhaps use Caleb Tanner much differently than you used.
Are they going to, though? It allows you to, but are you going to do that? Because I haven't seen that.
I imagine they will.
You imagine they will, but they have to do it. I imagine they will too, but until I see it.
You have a new quarterback.
That doesn't affect Caleb Tanner.
No, I know, but you have a new quarterback that has nothing, that his past history has nothing to do with what's happened.
Did you have the same head coach, though?
Yeah, of course you do.
As the text line points out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it has to be this kind of negative argument.
I'm not making a negative argument.
Well, I am, because I'm jaded
You've
right
been
now.
beaten down.
Nebraska fans are beaten down.
But you're going to Dublin with a hopeful.
Yes.
Now, again, hopeful, but you trend more towards what's going to happen
This is
here.
me during the game.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
shaky hand.
Yeah.
Fidgety knee.
Will you be?
Be walking up and down the aisles, probably nervous.
In Dublin?
Please, just win. Just win.
Do you have any idea where you guys are sitting?
No. We got tickets. I don't know where we're at. Might throw a little.
Does it make sense what I said?
Yes.
Okay.
It does. It doesn't ease my.
I look at seasons more as an individual entity,
Which is
with
fine.
not as much
But
carryover.
it's to me, it's the same head coach, and the same head coach has failed to make a bowl game in 4 years. So that's why I tied them together. Before we get to break and Robin wash it, you know what time it is. Everyone get to the video stream: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter.
What else? Okay.
Oh, remember this from yesterday?
Oh, look at
this.
that.
Look
Look at that.
beast right here. Gus, to the phones. 402-464-5685. This is special. I'm going caller 8 today. And don't cheat this, Gus. We're going caller 8. 8. I got an $80 prize pack right now. Fireworks. $80 worth of fireworks. We talked about it. We've got artillery shells, all sorts of great things. The lines are already jacked.
Twitter glitter.
Twitter glitter is the name of it.
Bump bear.
We got garden in spring.
Bump bear.
Cadmium horse. That sounds kind of bump bear. Yeah. Mercurial bee.
Look at
These
that
are
bag.
great. This is worth $80, but for you, it's free. And you know where you get it at? You get it at the Roca Crazy Cracker fireworks stand right across from Roca Tavern in wonderful, tiny Roca. Only there. Nowhere else. You go pick this up. Scott, Gus will get the caller here. Scott/Scooter from Roca will hook you up with this prize when you go down there. This is mine. This is our display. You pick yours up at Roca at the Crazy Crackers location.
If you win.
If you're caller 8, which is Gus getting right now. And don't worry, we got 3 more days of this, so we'll give away 3 more. But look at this thing, though. I mean, this is it's beautiful. It's worth $80. If you don't win this, please get down there. They're open. The Lincoln stands aren't open yet. Roca is open. Go see Scott/Scooter down there at Roca Crazy Cracker.
That's formidable. That's a
you can also
formidable
buy
package.
this down there. If you don't win, you can still buy this package. It's awesome.
Yeah.
$80 worth, though.
Yeah, it looks like a value to me.
It is.
You sell it well. I'm tempted to fire off
I know,
a photo
right? Should I
of you.
just- yeah.
Yeah. Good job,
All right,
Jake.
we got 3 more of those to go.
Lines
So
are flooded.
I know.
Somebody's going to get very lucky today.
The lines were jacked immediately there. So we'll do that again tomorrow. But until then, we will talk to Robin Washit next on early break.
A lot of hoops. See, what happened yesterday is Fred Hoiberg, the head coach, was available to the media along with Sam Griesel, the another transfer, Lincoln East graduate. So there was a lot of talk yesterday. We'll talk about
We will chat with Robin Washit about all that and more next on early break on the ticket.
Hey, batter, batter, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Come see Lincoln's best lineup on and off the diamond all season long. The best seat in town, the best block party, the best outdoor bar, your best night ever. Join the Salt Dogs for Nebraska Medical Association and Lancaster County Medical Society Triple Play Tuesdays, Fairbury Brand Winter Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Hit a home run with your next trip to Haymarket Park. Buy tickets at saltdogs.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town. Or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat with a simplified buying process, at-home test drives, hassle-free delivery, and service pickup and return. Check out all our new vehicle specials now during the Ram Make the Switch event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Can I go to the sleepover?
If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're on the air. Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is really unbelievable. Gus was trying to call Robin for like 2 minutes, but he couldn't because the lines were still jacked from people calling for the fireworks. I think we had like 80 calls today. It's a great package. It's a great price. Thanks to Scott out at Crazy Cracker
And Roca. Yeah.
Get your own fireworks down there, man. It's $80 value.
This is a firework area.
It is.
It is.
Not for you, though.
Oh,
You like them, but
yeah,
because
I'm good.
of bowling.
I'm good.
I love fireworks.
Yeah.
Big fan. I like watching them. I'm not a pyro, but I do like watching the fireworks.
Nobody accused you of being a pyro, Jake. Don't be so defensive.
We're joined by Husker. We're joined by On3.com's Robin Washington. Robin, are you a pyro?
I used to be. Now I'm good to watch maybe a good day or two of fireworks. But I used to live. So in my neighborhood, they go crazy now. But I used to live in a cul-de-sac, and there'd be like 3 or 4 houses that would literally pool their money together and spend thousands of dollars on their own personal little fireworks show. So, I got to enjoy the benefits without also investing that much of my own money to literally set on fire and blow up.
Joined by Robin Washington. Hey, there's been some news on the schedule before we get to Bryce McGowan's. Yesterday, there was announced Nebraska will play at St. John's, and also Nebraska will play against Boston College in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. What does the rest of the schedule look like so far for Nebraska in the non-conference? And do you like Nebraska's? Do you like those two teams Nebraska gets to face there, Robin?
They're fine, I guess. St. John's is a tough draw going out there. They're a tough team. Nebraska better be ready to bring it. I expect that game to be pretty early. I think they're going to be held. The Gavitt games are going to be held like between the November 14th and 18th. So that's going to be like the second week of the season when Nebraska's going to be traveling out there. So that'll probably be their very first road test and the start of a pretty grueling schedule. Did the math, and they're either going to play 26 or 27 high major opponents this year, and that will be the most high major competition Nebraska will have ever faced in a regular season. Now, a lot of that is 20 of them are league games, and they've only been playing 20 league games for recent years. But you add in the Gavitt games, Big Ten ACC Challenge, the Kansas State game in Kansas City, I'm missing one. Anyway, so they have a bunch of those types of games that are going to make this a grind where you're not going to get a lot of those bye games to stockpile wins. So it'll be interesting how they respond to that. The good news for Nebraska is they're a relatively veteran team, not as much as playing together, but guys that have a lot of experience playing at high level and coming from winning programs. So how they gel together over these next few months will go a long way in dictating how they handle that. But yeah, the non-conference schedule outside of the Orlando tournament, the ESPN invite, they're going to play either 2 or 3 high major teams there. Siena is the only non-high major in the field, and Nebraska will play 3 games there. So if they don't play Siena, then they're going to play 3 more high majors. We just don't know what the draw is going to be. So that's kind of the only unknown on the non-conference. So the schedule is pretty much in place. All we need to know is the draw in Orlando, and then what the actual Big Ten schedule as far as days and times is going to be.
Interesting. Robin Washut joins us. He covers Nebraska for On3.com. It's really striking to me how big of a presence Sam Griesel already has. That's my read. Is that an accurate read? It seems like he immediately is a big presence in the program. Did you get a feel for that yesterday?
Well, I think the fact that he was the very first player to talk during these upcoming summer basketball interviews shows that they're making it a point to make him one of the faces of the program, and it makes sense. Lincoln kid, obviously has a lot of deep roots to the community and to the state, and by the way, he's a pretty darn good player too. So he's kind of vaulted into a pretty high profile role in this team, and I think that's a big reason why he came here. He grew up a rabid Nebraska basketball fan. He watched every game growing up, went to a bunch of games, and this program's really important to him. So I think to have that type of role and to be a representative of his hometown program, I think means a lot to him. And obviously from Nebraska's end, they went and got him for a reason. I think Sam kind of represents this shift in culture that they're trying to have within their program, where they're recruiting a different type of player. And I think it starts with Sam Griesel. He's already established himself as one of the primary leaders on this team. He's an extremely vocal guy, and he and guys like Emmanuel Bandamel and Juwan Gary and Derek Walker, they're the types of guys that I think are really setting a immediate standard of what they want this program to be this season and going forward. So we'll see how it pays off. They've only been together for less than a month now, and Sam's not even practicing. He's recovering from hip surgery, but they're saying all the right things. It sounds like they're doing all the right things, and that's at least a pretty good start to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, this is maybe overly simplistic, but it seems like Fred is gearing things or paying more attention to the defensive end. And you mentioned yesterday something that goes along those lines, which is when talking about the point guard depth after Sam Griesel, you mentioned in your article the first name that Fred mentioned was Quaran McPherson. That's a Quran, yeah, whatever. Quran, my bad.
Yes,
Quran.
Get him, Robin. Get him.
Quaran McPherson is a defensive-oriented point guard, right? Right?
Yeah, he's that's probably the hallmark of his game, and he even said that when he committed was, he obviously believes he can score, but he makes his name on defense.
Mhm.
And, he plays with that kind of New York City, Rucker Park mentality, where the old phrase, the dog mentality. Well, he's got every bit of that. So I'm very curious to see how he's developed over the last year. Obviously, he redshirted last season. There were points where you could have made a strong case that they probably could have used him, just given, especially after Trey went down and the issues they had at the point guard position. Well, now he's going to get his chance. And really, after Sam, that primary ball handler role is wide open. So he's going to have an opportunity to step in and play some fairly significant minutes, and it seems like he's well on his way to doing that. So, yeah, I mean, Sam is a defensive guy too. He said that for the last 4 years, he's spent probably about an hour and a half at least just working on defense. So he prides himself on that end of the floor. Emmanuel Bandamel is a high-level on-ball defender, and that's where he made his mark as a key member of SMU's team. Juwan Gary is a defensive-oriented, rebounding type of player. Blaze Keita is a rim-protecting big that has already made his mark in workouts in the low post. So you look at all these new additions they brought in, every one of them brings something to the table defensively. And you cannot have said that with the past few classes. In fact, it probably couldn't be any further from that.
Quick thoughts, Robin. Bryce McGowan goes number 40 to the Charlotte Hornets. Is that a good fit for him? Do you like the fit in Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising he fell that far. I thought that he had a chance to go at the back end of the first round. Obviously, some trades and whatnot kind of changed the plans, but I think it's a lot like Isaiah Roby in the sense where he went there, but a team like Charlotte traded up to get him. And I think when you have a team prioritize a guy like that in the second round, it's different than when, say, some team is just stockpiling prospects, where they have like 6 or 7 second round picks and they're just stashing guys to use as trade bait or, whatever, see what they can get. So Charlotte clearly identified him as a guy that they wanted. They used the resources to trade up to get him. And, obviously he's a local guy, kind of, being from the Carolinas area. So I think there's a lot to like about that situation. And I think that he's going to have an opportunity to, I think he's going to start off with a 2-way contract. So he's going to have to show what he can do in the G League and obviously Summer League coming up here. But I think he's got an opportunity to make his mark out there in Charlotte. And if you're going to go that far, I think that's the type of situation you'd want to be in as far as being a draft pick.
Robin, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Sounds good, guys. See you later.
Good job, Rob.
This is On3.com's Robin Washington.
So, yeah, Fred had media availability yesterday, and it was Fred and Sam Griesel, and he's going to continue to do that with various players in the next few weeks.
Good.
So there'll be content.
Get to know them more.
Yes.
Players.
Yeah, makes sense.
Let's play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels, 2 bagels. And Joe, you are 0-1 on the week. You got trounced yesterday. Got smoked. Today, college football coaches. I will tell you the coach. What school does he coach at?
Interesting.
Simple?
Yes.
Easy? 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip and Trivia. I'm sure you feel good about college football coaches today over
Just
there.
for full disclosure, I have a list of schools in front of me.
Not coaches,
Just
but
schools.
just the schools.
Right.
Gus is getting our caller over there. He's having a conversation with him.
Okay. A lot of calls today.
Yeah,
for
we
Gus.
had a lot of calls. We had probably 80 people call for the fireworks.
A lot of
Only
phone
one
activity.
person can win, though.
Yeah.
Only one can win. Getting the caller's name here in a second. We have Cole. Okay. Cole the double nickel.
Cole the double nickel.
Thanks for calling, Cole. How do you feel today about college football coaches?
I feel not so good. But
Okay.
we're gonna give it a shot.
The double nickel's not feeling so hot. We'll
Come
see how
on,
he
double
does.
nickel. Come on. Get ready.
All right,
Zip,
Cole.
Zip, I beat you in jersey numbers. You asked me what my jersey number would be if I had a choice, and of course I went with the double nickel.
Okay.
So, let's
There's
go.
a good backstory.
Okay,
there. Good. All
Thank
right.
you, Cole.
All right, Cole, for the lead, your first question. What school is Dana Holgerson the head coach of?
Ooh. West Virginia?
Used to be the case.
At one point, he was.
That used to be the case. This is one of my favorite coaches. Lane, probably number one. Holgerson's really up there, though, and he's the coach at Houston.
The Cougars, a one.
When did he go to Houston?
A couple years
year or
ago.
two ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
been a
couple
few
years
years now,
ago.
a few
Couple
years.
years.
All right, Sip, for the 2-0 lead, your first actual question. What school is Jeff Hafley the head coach of?
Oh, that's Boston College.
Boston College is correct. To stay alive, Cole, the double nickel, your last question. What school is Jeff Monken the head coach of?
Can I phone a friend or get a 50-50? I've never even heard of this guy.
Well, any guess is better than no guess. We don't
Now
don't
just
have
make a
lifelines
guess.
on them.
I'll say Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo. That would be Army for Jeff Monken. He's had a good run there at Army.
Yes.
So double nickel. Thanks for calling in. We'll get you a bagel and a coffee, but calling down the road.
I'll be back, Sid.
All right.
All right, Cole, thank you for
Cole,
calling.
Double nickel, tough loss. You're
Yeah.
back to 1-1 in the
Back
week.
to 1-1. I don't know what my overall is.
I think you're 22 and
16,
Yeah, we'll
22 and 16
Yeah, we
feels right.
gotta get Gus back on the overall record.
Yeah.
I think you're 22 and 16.
22 and 16 sounds correct.
You got the school for Jim McElwain.
Jim McElwain is now at Colorado State. Colorado
I
State.
don't think so.
Where's he at then? Are you sure? Where do you think he's at?
He's at Central Michigan. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is he? Okay.
23 and 16.
Okay, I was wrong about McElwain. I think he went from Colorado State to Florida to directional Michigan.
There you go.
My
Yeah,
bad.
he was. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Well, a win is a win. You won today. Congrats. And so
McElwain went from Colorado State to Florida to directional Michigan.
That's right. Central Michigan.
Central Michigan.
Directional Michigan. Come on, give them a name. It's the Chippewas up there.
Central Michigan.
The Chippewas.
Okay.
Well, congrats.
All right, your energy level's dipped. What is it?
No, nothing's dipped at all.
Yeah, is there something I need to do here?
No, I need to drink my coffee. Got
Yeah,
cold.
you
It got
need-
cold
yeah.
over there.
Hammer some coffee.
I'm fine.
Hammer some coffee because we have the spillover.
The spillover is next on early break on the ticket.
Dudley's Do Right Tree and Mulch Service, featuring a mulch yard on the corner of North 48th and Superior in Lincoln, and online at DoRightServices.com. They are on the air to say a huge thanks to our U.S. military men and women and our American veterans. This is a great time to show your support and gratitude to the families whose loved ones risked everything for our country. That's from Dudley's Do Right Tree and Mulch Service. See them for your mulch needs at North 48th Street and Superior in Lincoln. Give them a call at 402-421-0870. That's 421-0870.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat with a simplified buying process, at-home test drives, hassle-free delivery, and service pickup and return. Check out all our new vehicle specials now during the Ram Make the Switch event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Hey, batter, 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 wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com, Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Football season will be here before you know it, and you can get ahead of everyone else with the first annual Evening with the Huskers event at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill. Join 93.7 The Ticket and Husker Online's Sean Callahan for an evening with current Nebraska football players and surprise guests as they preview the season ahead. Enjoy cocktail hour and a delicious Wagyu steak dinner, as well as an open bar for the duration of the event, all for just $199 per person. Click the logo for the event at theticketfm.com to sign up. Don't delay, this will fill up fast. Don't miss your chance to meet and greet with Husker football players at Tanner's Bar and Grill and Tavern 180 in Lincoln at 30th and Yankee Hill. Sign up today at theticketfm.com using the Evening with the Huskers banner. It's an evening with the Huskers to preview the 2022 Nebraska football season at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Presented by Husker Online and 93.7 The Ticket.
How would you like to win a 2-night stay in a beautiful cabin where nature is on full display? Just enter the Nebraska Lottery's Your Parks Second Chance promotion. Until August 23rd, enter any non-winning $5 Nebraska State Park scratch ticket for a chance to win a 2-night stay in a gorgeous cabin at one of our scenic state parks. Your package also includes cash, a fuel card, and other great prizes. So buy a ticket and start your state park adventure today. Scratch ticket top prize odds 1 in 88,000.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This.
Well, good morning, little brother.
Is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is still the Cars, Jay.
It is?
Curious.
Yeah, who you think it is?
REO Speedwagon.
This is not REO Speedwagon. This is the
Journey.
spillover, but
Yeah, well, you got a few Caucasian bands you go to
Oh,
when you
boy.
guess when you do karaoke.
you think nobody karaoke's magic, do they? Have you ever seen this song karaoke before?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should
The
try it
Cars
out
is
next time,
easy
Sid.
because Rick Ocasek is a talk singer. You don't
he is.
really have to sing. Yeah.
Let me think about what DP just said.
Well, we like the Cars. You always talk about
Summer.
since you're gone.
It turns me upside down. That is talking. You're right.
It's not really singing.
Summer.
Doesn't have much of a range, does he?
It's the hook that gets you.
Yeah, we got
the hook,
flashy hooks.
Just for people to go, uh-oh, and then they go, okay.
That's my kind of
I was
music.
saying. Yeah.
I like woes knows. I'm a very simple man.
Look, and it goes well with beer. So, yeah.
Rick Ocasek, not a great singer.
I don't think anybody's ever said Rick Ocasek's a great singer. He's a great performer.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry's a great singer.
Great singer.
Steve Perry's a
You know who
great singer.
Steve Perry is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Do you?
I do.
Who's it? Kevin Cronin? Is that
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
Kevin
okay.
Cronin.
Yeah, he can sing.
Yeah.
He can go a little.
Who's the most overrated performer out there or band?
Bon Jovi.
Oh, come on.
No,
You
now.
don't think he can sing?
Bon Jovi. Okay, right
No.
now.
Have you
Okay,
seen
he's
him in
old
concert?
now. He can't sing, but he was great when he could.
Have you seen him in concert?
He was good. I saw
Oh
him
my
on PBA a couple years ago.
He
He
was
was awesome.
fire. Yeah, he was.
He's
Bon
not
Jovi,
overrated.
especially young Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi changed it for a lot
What
of
about
people.
Axl Rose?
Great.
Axl Rose.
Incredible singer.
You
He
saw
is.
him a few years ago.
Yeah,
But
incredible
he was
voice.
struggling though, right?
Oh,
But
I
he
don't know.
caught his
He's my
second win,
age.
right?
He's a little older than that.
Yeah.
He's older.
He's a good singer.
Yeah, he was incredible when he was young. Yeah.
You can't judge
Overrated.
him
Billy
right now.
Joel, overrated.
No, Billy Joel's good too. I saw
No,
him.
what are you-
Yeah, if you haven't seen him, you can't
Just
say
trying to
that
get DP
person.
going.
What's the criteria of being overrated? That they really can't sing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but can you really tell somebody? I
Yes.
mean, if you're
Yeah.
not
You know who
you're not
can't
Carl
sing?
Lewis or something.
No, there's
can you
one
really
very
tell?
obvious one. Smash Mouth cannot sing. I saw
Thank you.
Smash Mouth once.
Thank
It was
you.
the worst performance I think I've ever seen.
Thank you for
You couldn't
saying
sing.
No, everything you've heard on a record from Smash Mouth is the most edited stuff probably ever because
Thank you.
that guy in concert cannot sing.
Thank you.
Worse than Milli Vanilli?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen him live, but this guy, it was painful.
Milli
I mean,
Vanilli.
it was painful.
You've never seen what? What you just
I've
said?
never
What
seen
you
Milli.
just say?
I've never
said-
seen Milli Vanilli in concert. So
No,
in
It's
person.
a band, Jake.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
That means he lost all criteria and judge.
Like
judge-
it's just
I
like
haven't
you're
seen
out of the
them in
you're out of the
concert.
conversation.
Milli
Like,
Vanilli is
you
hands
don't know-
down the
That's the worst.
biggest snowball in the music industry. Has to be right. Milli
like the
Vanilli.
biggest scam
The
ever.
biggest scam ever.
Well,
Yeah,
no, because there were several. Because it was the same. Like the
Well, it
folks
started with Milli Vanilli,
Yeah.
and then it outed everybody else, right?
Yeah,
It was
because
a-
they were using like
it
the
was like
same three
breaking-
people.
it was-
They were using the same three people to sing for like four bands.
It was,
And they-
it was like breaking news on CNN.
It was
like
big news.
It was like worldwide news about Milli Vanilli.
They were over in Germany. This is before, like, this
was
is as
they,
the
by
internet
the
was
way.
just
Yeah.
blowing up, and it's
Yeah,
two
this is still
guys,
dial up, and you had 5 minutes before you got on.
right? And somehow they were over in Germany performing, and the tape stuck,
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
and it just and they're on stage just dancing.
Yeah. And you know, like on
They just-
CNN at like at 6 a.m, and it's all grainy,
Yeah.
and that's what they showed. They
You're
were.
right.
It was like
You're
like
right.
breaking news.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember it. It was like breaking news about Milli Vanilli.
They got busted.
Like they won like every award that
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and then they had to give them back, and it was just and it, well, the
It was
worst
bad.
part was that they tried to come back and say that they actually were singing.
But they didn't have
But-
the lemon
but-
juice and tea.
Well, no, because they had
My
they had
throat
these,
was a little sore.
they had accents. They were these two black dudes with accents, and they're like, "We can too sing." I know you
Do it right
did.
now,
No,
acapella.
this is
Right.
right. Well, they did, and it was
It was
terrible,
terrible. It was
and it was
awful.
amazing. It
Yeah.
was,
It was like a last ditch. It was a last ditch effort to get like some goodwill, and it didn't. It has not worked out well.
When was
I
that?
wonder where they're at right now.
well, one of them died. As a matter
Oh,
of
that's
fact,
too bad.
yeah, one of them died, man, like 15, 20 years ago. I think actually they may both be dead. I know one of them is, and it was the other one. Well, because they were fitness guys that
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
saw. Somebody saw them in at a gym working out to, Olivia or Jane Fonda's workout.
Oh, is that
Right, they were out there in spandex and like calf high boots, and just they looked good. They had long dreadlocks. They were two dudes out there dancing. They had the two dumbest dance moves in the history of
Show it
mankind.
to me.
Oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. One is like they're just like they look like
They're kicking their boots. It's like they're going down the yellow brick road.
yeah. Well, no, they look like Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
Right. And they're just
no.
They were on stage, but they were like 6'3" and like 220, right? Big dudes. And they're just doing this thing. And then they did like a run. They would run in place and then run towards each other and chest bump each other. I think they may have originated the air chest bump.
Is that right?
Yeah. But here's the deal. You know where they found them? They really found them. Some producer, some rich
The producer from the
producer
CC Music Factory
was on a cruise, out there in the Caribbean, and they were the performers. Probably still holed up at the bar.
Yep.
Had about 10 cognacs, and was like, you know what? Yeah, I could really bamboozle people to get these guys. And you know what? How much do you really like going around and being on a cruise ship, or do you want to fly private? And all you need is 2 years.
That's pretty amazing.
People will just bite on it.
They were number one in the world.
Everywhere though. They were number one in Europe and then number one in the United. I mean, they were like worldwide phenomenon.
MTV did that to us. Like I don't know if it was MTV or VH1, but I think it was MTV.
Or it was both. We should do a class action lawsuit against them.
Oh,
BET was in there too. BET bid on it.
BET.
Yeah, everybody
it
did.
was Jake. It was spectacular.
What year are we talking about?
Yeah,
80.
Jake, you were alive then.
No, I wasn't. I was not alive in
80s.
It was
80s.
You were born in 91?
Yeah.
80s.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm 31 years old, man.
These are the children of the 80s. Yeah,
I like 80s music. I like 70s music.
Oh no, you know the songs.
I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah, you were.
You were born in 91?
Yep.
Isn't that incredible?
That means you were like
okay,
3.5 when I got here.
So hold on here.
Right, he was.
So
94 years.
I was
like so, girl, it's true. So they were actually from Munich, Germany.
Okay.
And
girl, it's true.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Fab and Rob.
I'm sorry, Jay. I'm 31 years old, man.
Fab and Rob.
I gotta give you some more slack.
Girl, it's true.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, you hear it.
So Rob died
Rob
died in 1998.
Oh,
dang!
At the age of 32.
Whoa.
At the age of
He was
32,
poisoned.
and Fab.
Somebody poisoned him.
Fab is still alive, living in Paris, France.
Okay.
Kicking it.
So you had two.
And you're getting a check every month because you used to, like when Casey Kasem used to be playing. Remember Casey Kasem?
Yeah, absolutely.
He would be playing. So like they get paid like
they still get check like royalty.
I'm sure.
DP, you know about that?
Yeah. Well,
doesn't it come like years after?
Well, but here's the problem because they didn't write or perform it.
I mean, I'm sure they made like a penny every time, but that's pretty big though for them.
I don't think they did. I think they stepped down and lost all of it because the producers were the two guys who also produced CC Music Factory.
And they were legit.
And took all the money. All the money. But
there you go, Jake. When
he's
you come
out
out
there
with your first album, you got to make sure you
What's
get all
my
your
album
royalties.
called?
So
I don't know.
It was.
What was your album?
Yeah, what's my album? What's it called?
Okay,
what's my band
so here's
I have some idea.
Here's where it is. So they were
Jake and the Bogey Makers.
People.
I like that one.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
It's not that bad.
Sing about your days on the 18th tracks. Whole one always.
My issues on the golf course.
No, just about your day.
So Charles Charles, John Davis, and Brad Howell actually sang the songs, but because Fab and Rob were marketable.
So did those three get the money?
Those three got the money. But also they spent 10 years in banishment because they lied to the Academy and lied to the association. So
how do you pull that off? It's remarkable if you think about it.
It is.
And
But you got to believe it so much that you it just becomes who you are.
Yeah.
Like they really, I imagine at some point in time, they had probably lip synced so good they really probably thought they were singing.
Yeah.
Right?
They believed the lie.
I mean,
Jay.
we've all heard. I think there was a time. Who was it? Mariah Carey or something?
Ashley
that was
Simpson. Did
Ashley. Somebody was singing on like Saturday Night.
Yeah.
One of those.
It was Ashley.
Ashley
and
it cut off, and then it was
yeah. And she just sat there.
Same thing happened. She just froze.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't actually singing.
And I'm sure. Look, I could never. Listen here. My daughters would tell you. They cringe every time I try to, sing some Mike Jackson or something. I mean,
let's bust it out right now. Come on.
It's horrible. I can't
sing.
My aunt told me you can't even hum good. Like, you know, she's like, you have no
ouch.
From your aunt? That's painful, man.
But here's the deal: all my uncles
can't
and all
even-
them could.
oh,
They
yeah.
all could. Like my dad can sing.
Yeah.
My uncles all could. You know, because that's you grew up doing it. That's
Yeah.
not me.
Can't
But
help.
I imagine, for a performer like that, that's whether it's Prince or whatever. I mean, I'm sure if you're going on the road and you're flying, I'm sure your vocals are jacked up. Sometimes you probably weigh the option. Okay, I'm on Saturday Night Live or Dave Letterman, and I got to do a song. Is it really worth exposing? I don't know, what is it? Vocal issues and stuff. And I got to be on the road here in a week, and I'm getting paid. What do I get paid? Probably a couple $100,000. I'm sure, you got to weigh your options. So, like, you know what? Let's hit the audio tape. And whoever didn't, audio it right, probably just lost a job. All you had to do was push play and make sure it played. I mean, I would be pushing play. I would be playing that song 100 times to make sure that it went off for those 2 minutes. Right. You can't have your little cassette tape. You remember when you had the cassette tapes and you had to put the pencil in there? You can't have that. You remember that?
What do you mean when you had to when it would get all jacked up?
When you'd be ready to jam for a basketball game, and then you had to get. Hey, you got a pencil?
Was there
You got a
anything
pen?
worse than that sound of having your tape getting eaten alive?
Right.
Your
Cassette
favorite
tapes.
tape getting eaten
And-
alive by your car,
Yeah.
and you're just going, "Oh,
Right. Oh yeah.
And there's
sometimes you
it's
knew
over,
it was
man.
done.
You
You
knew
knew
it was because you couldn't get it back.
No, there's no
Yeah.
way. It's not coming back.
Yeah. And there's some guys in my high school that knew how to fix them real good. I wasn't one of them. I was like, man,
yeah." But those
I
are
got-
the dudes that would rob your car later.
I gotta go. I gotta go and try
they
to
take your stereo.
Cassette tapes.
Yeah, 8-track,
remember
cassette.
Jake
8-track.
had
I
Jimmy.
know, I
I'm
had
still
some
I'm
cassette
still
tapes.
dumbfounded that Jake was 3.5 years old when I was here.
Here's a player. Here's a player.
When you started here as a player.
Yeah, we're at 94.
94. You were 3.
Yeah,
3.5 probably.
I was 7 when you left.
I won my first national championship when you were 4.
You probably patted little Jake on the head
yeah,
at Memorial Stadium.
Little Q-tip.
You probably paid it. He
Little
came to the
Q-tip.
game and you were like,
Q-tip.
"Boop, boop."
Q-tip.
You just-
Hey, you know what would be
boop
funny
Jake on the head.
if say he came to like what is it, Husker Fan Day or whatever, and I had a picture with Jake.
Oh,
Like hey, will you take a picture with my kid?
So
Here's little
no,
Jake.
I don't have that picture.
So
You'd be calling me Uncle Jake.
That would be
Oh,
so
cool.
good.
I was probably booing you at a football game.
Wow, why
When
are
I
you
was a Dolphins fan and he was a Bills
winning?
player.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why.
Did you always? I mean, so when I was in Buffalo, so you were
I
like
was a
7,
Dolphins
8 years
fan.
old.
Yep, Dolphins fan. I was rooting against you, man.
Jake, I have
From
a
the-
question for you.
The
I
very
have-
beginning.
I have a
Like
question for
what
you.
possessed you to be a
My
Dolphins?
my dad's a Dolphins fan.
But this
Oh.
leads to the question. Okay, so you're a
Yeah.
Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Super Dolphins
Been
fans.
a
You're not
terrible
just
life.
limited, right?
It's been a terrible life.
1972, perfect season.
Wasn't
right?
alive. Wasn't there.
Well, but do you know anything
Yeah,
about
oh,
that?
he knows all
okay,
about
okay.
Oh yeah.
Who led that team in touchdown catches?
Paul Warfield,
yeah.
maybe.
You sure?
That's my guess.
It's a good guess.
1972.
1972.
We got, I
You know who
can't imagine.
You know who
It
was?
was Mercury
Good-
Morris.
No, it was Marlon Briscoe.
Briscoe.
Oh,
He passed away.
Marlon-
Marlon,
passed away.
Omaha's
Omaha Tech.
own-
Was it Omaha Tech?
Omaha South.
Yeah.
Omaha South's Marlon Briscoe.
Thank you.
Text line.
See, I'm
Get
here
us-
for
get us
I'm
Omaha-
here for you.
get-
Here for
get-
everybody.
I'm here
It's
for
Marlon
you.
Briscoe's high school.
Yeah.
No, that's Johnny Rogers that went to Omaha Tech. Yeah.
He definitely went.
Yeah, they were all
And
for
Gale Sayers,
him, Ron
too.
Boone, Bob Gibson. They
Where
were
did Gale
all.
Sayers go? Is he?
Omaha. Central. I don't know exactly where Sayers went.
What they call Gale Sayers? The Kansas Comet?
Kansas,
Probably.
Kansas
So you brought up Marlon Briscoe. Why?
He
Because he
passed
just
away
passed
yesterday, right?
Yeah,
76 years old.
Marlon. So when I was in Utah, Ron Boone was my guy. That was who I did my show with.
Omaha.
And he would always bring in all the Omaha guys, and it just kept amazing me how like he's like, yeah, I got one of my dudes coming in, and Gale Sayers. What? Hey, give me a heads up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, give me a heads up.
Prepare a little
Come
bit
on,
more.
Booner. Like, what are you doing? But Marlon Briscoe came through, and Marlon, man, that first of all, he's tough, super tough for what he went through in the league.
Oh yeah, that's more than tough. That's just
3,000 yards total offense in 5 games as a starter. Like 14 touchdown passes. I want to say 7 rushing touchdowns, but might have been 4. But I think he had over 15 touchdowns in 5 starts. 3,000 yards total offense. Like his rookie passing records still stand for the Broncos. and he couldn't get the job. Like they brought in somebody else who was a lesser than. Then he said, okay, well, I'm going to go play wide receiver. And oh yeah, I'm going to win 2 Super Bowls and I'm going to be as good as anybody that ever did it. And now, he went through his troubles in life. I'm friends with his first ex-wife, and we would hang out, and it was just like, wow, okay. Funny dude, the magician.
The magician.
You high school kids out there, Marlon Briscoe ends up being in the Broncos Hall of Fame. Famous player. He might not be in the NFL Hall of Fame, but he's a Hall of Fame type of player and had a impact on the game that you're hoping to play, I guess in college. So again, I'm going to keep saying this. Okay. What do you want to call it? Shots over the bow or just some friendly advice? Okay. For people that are getting recruited and for the parents out there, be able to play more than one position. Okay. Because Warren Sapp was was a tight end.
Tight end.
Chuck Foreman was a tight end and defensive tackle. So forth and so on. I mean, I was a
running back.
Running back. Yeah. I played 3 games I only played 3 games of defense in high school, and end up, open-minded enough to. And the reality of seeing Lawrence Phillips and he knowing he was a freshman, I wasn't stupid. I mean, I watched the guy and I was like, you know what, this dude. Okay, I'm good, but this dude here playing against like Florida State, and he's just a year older than me.
Yeah.
Negative Ghost Rider, that pattern full, and I'm definitely not rolling around on the ground. No matter how much I like somebody, I'm not chop blocking or stock blocking and doing all this for 20 catches. So I got to figure out something else. So, for the kids out there, I think and I think it's now whether it's 7-on-7, we can get it. We could probably have I don't know how many hours of we could go 8 hours straight talking about where it comes from, but it's still individual choice because if you love football. There's a funny thing about the NBA draft, right? About the Portland Trailblazers. And this is how small-minded decision makers can be, but how small-minded some people can be when they're making a decision. Portland Trailblazers have Clyde Drexler.
Okay.
We got a wing. We're not going to draft Michael Jordan. We're going to draft Sam Bowie. Michael Jordan couldn't be your 2 guard. Michael Jordan could be your point guard. Clyde Drexler couldn't be your small forward. You would have literally 2 modern-day era players playing in Portland. But you said, you know what? We already got a wing. And here's the best of all time that comes in. I mean, just think of the guy that made that decision.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got a wing. Oh, we don't need another 2. We don't need a 2 guard. Oh, God forbid. We already got a wing.
It was Marlon Briscoe leaving Denver, going to Buffalo, right?
Yep.
And he goes he makes
He's legendary in Buffalo.
Right?
Yeah.
But he goes to Buffalo, and Jack Kemp is the quarterback who's the established star. I forget who the number 2 was, but the number 3 is James Harris.
Yep.
Who
Shaq Harris.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 6'4", 215-pound black quarterback as well. So he's like, well, listen, okay, well, the black quarterback thing ain't an issue here. So if I want to play, I need to go play wide receiver.
Shaq Harris was really he was really good to me for the simple fact that he knew my dad and knew my Uncle Larry, who went to Norfolk State.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the HBCU. So as I was kind of going through the process and through free agency, and I'd run into him because he was with Ozzy in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I'd see him all the time when I'd be back in Frederick and go down to Baltimore, and we just run into each other. But then as when I got to Buffalo, you hear about Marlon Briscoe. Now, granted, I went to Nebraska. The fact that Buffalo's like anybody from Nebraska, they just kind of put you together. And they, when you go around town, they talk about Marlon Briscoe and the impact that he had when he was there. And so look, man, it's
James Harris was phenomenal. I mean, most people think of him with the Rams,
right?
When he took them to the NFC Championship two
Yeah.
out of 3 years,
Yeah.
and then before they went to Pat Hayden,
Yeah.
right.
There's
But Harris was, played for Eddie Robinson and
Yeah.
Grambling. When you talk about black quarterbacks getting the Marlon Briscoe, James Harris, and James Gilliam are the 3
Godfathers.
That
but Doug Williams took it to. He got I wouldn't say the credit for it, but he took it to the maximum.
Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam,
because
that was with the
he won a
Steelers,
Super
who
Bowl.
actually beat out Terry Bradshaw 3 years in a row.
But he just had some issues.
Yeah, he just couldn't get it right. off the field.
And I'll give Terry Bradshaw credit. Terry Bradshaw will tell you, like if you're like having a beer with him, he'll tell you he was better. The other guy was better than him.
Who was the other guy?
Jefferson Street Joe Gillum.
Joe Gillum.
Joe
But
Gillum
just
from
had some-
Tennessee State.
Just had some issues.
Yeah, he just
outside of
couldn't.
football.
Yeah, he
couldn't get right. Couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't stay off the streets. But he beat out Bradshaw,
3 years in a row.
Bradshaw and Terry Hanrat.
Yeah.
And
Terry Hanrat.
And the players that played with him, like I remember Donnie Shell and Mel Blunt. And Donnie Shell worked for the Panthers, and he did a lot of stuff with NFLPA. So you always, you talk to him, and then Mel Blunt, they would tell you.
Jefferson
Yeah.
Street Road was. I mean,
Chuck
Chuck
was a
Chuck
safety.
Corner.
Was he a corner?
And
Well, he
he's
started
bigger.
as a corner and
Yeah.
played it so well that they changed the rules because nobody
Oh.
could. They thought it was unfair for you to have to beat Mel Blunt and his forearm one-on-one, and then the Steelers moved him to safety, and he then became the best safety in football.
Him and Donnie Shell. Yeah. But dude, like I'm a decent sized dude. Mel Blunt's bigger than me, and he wears a 50-gallon cowboy hat. I remember meeting him. His cowboy hat is so big. It's so, I mean, I don't know where it must be like custom made. It's like out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
it's outrageously big.
Yeah, it's outrageous. But
And the greatest collection for any black dude I've ever known, the greatest collection of cowboy boots.
Is that right? So is he a Texan?
No, well, Mel Blunt he was his own.
he's
human.
his own.
He was his own human. He in Pittsburgh wearing cowboy boots and 10-gallon hats, and
he's bald.
Had a big old belt buckle all the time. He has
He fit in Nebraska. He dips a little bit.
Yeah,
he'd be in there with a nice little what do you guys call that? A chew or whatever. But he would sit there in that big
Chew.
old thing in your mouth.
Yeah,
Right?
chew.
Chew.
and the largest hands I've ever seen.
Mel Blunt.
Mel Blunt
That's
would
a
put his
name.
hand. He put his
That's
hands
a-
on. You shake his hand, you just go, okay.
There you go, Jake.
Okay.
With my hand.
You guys are like, okay.
Jake, it'd be good Google education for you.
Mel
Since
Blunt.
you're
Mel
adopted.
Blunt.
Mel Blunt
Yeah.
hands.
They did some- they did-
BLOUNT.
I know how to spell Mel
Blunt.
Blunt. I know,
And that's why he was the dude, because his last name was Blunt.
yes.
Well, that
You
whole
understand?
the bump and
Blunt.
run, the
Sip.
physicality
Okay.
of
You have
a
the dip.
6'4"
I have my Blunts.
I got you.
Blunts.
Right.
All right.
Hydroglyphics.
Okay, got it.
Swisher Sweets.
Yes.
Do you ever had a Swisher Sweet?
Yeah, I used to smoke them, chain smoke them.
Oh, well,
I used to chain smoke 'em. I had to quit.
you did?
Yeah, I couldn't start my truck without having one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jake, we're gonna get you.
I
some
got one
Milli,
for you.
Milli
That was a little
Vanilli
bit
My-
better.
videos.
my-
I want
the
some
top of my
videos,
truck
yeah.
was brown.
See the
Yeah,
chest
but I got
bump.
a better Swisher Sweet for you. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
All right, guys.
I did have the best experience at the Shell station last night.
What happened?
Save it. We'll save it.
Yes.
for
Save it for old school.
These young kids are just
Yeah.
they out there, boy.
Yeah, let's we'll
Save it.
open.
You
got- you got a
we'll
lot of
open
old school coming
we'll-
up.
Yeah, we'll open that.
We'll start with the Shell Station. Old School's next. For Steve Sipple, I'm Jake Sorensen. See you.
Thank you, Jake.
How would you like to win a 2-night stay in a beautiful cabin where nature is on full display? Just enter the Nebraska Lottery's Your Parks second